Girl, you remember a couple weeks ago how we were talking about Casey DeSantis and her Florida Hope charity? Well, honey, the Florida legislature opened an investigation into the mishandling and the money that they basically stole that was supposed to go back to the state because it was Medicaid funds. Instead, they diverted millions of dollars to the Florida Hope charity, which was then, at that point in time, overseen by the current Attorney General here in the state of Florida. He obviously got a job upgrade. That's because our Attorney General, Ashley Moody, became Marco Rubio's Senate seat. Anyway, so the Florida legislature was like, we're going to open an investigation into this because we want to scare the shit out of Casey DeSantis because she's thinking about running for governor, and we're not going to let that happen because we're done with the DeSantises. Which is why Florida's legislature is still in session when they should have passed a budget bill like weeks ago. But there's a stalemate between the legislature and the governor, and he's like, I'll veto it. Girl, Florida is a mess right now. So quietly throughout all of this, as they started digging into what Casey and Ron were doing with that $10 million of charity funds that were really Medicaid funds, they quietly closed that investigation. Because, of course, they're not going to actually do anything to her or him. On top of it, the Attorney General for the state is basically 2 feet up Ron DeSantis' asshole. I wonder if James wears go-go boots with Ron. Needless to say, more bad news for Ron, because now a prosecutor in Leon County, Florida, has opened an investigation into the allegations of what they did with that fucking charity money that was really Medicaid funds that was supposed to be returned to the state. And according to the prosecutor's office themselves, there is an open investigation as of Tuesday, which was yesterday. So while Ron and Casey may have gotten off scot-free when it was actually the legislature looking into the tomfoolery that they pulled off with your tax funds, but now a state prosecutor is looking into it as well. I wonder if Ron's going to go ahead and fire him. I wouldn't be surprised, because that's how we do things here in Florida. The corruption is out in the open because they used the $10 million that they stole to fund 2 fucking amendment campaigns in the November election. They funded $5 million to an anti-marijuana legislation, which is why legal weed was defeated on the ballot here in Florida. And the other ballot initiative that got $5 million of what was Medicaid funds, the anti-abortion amendment, which would have codified the right to a legal abortion here in the state of Florida. Instead, we still have a 6-week ban and women are dying. But hey, that's what Medicaid funds went to.